Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Halloween Horror-thon. Today I'm actually going to talk about a remake. We're going to talk about the remake of Dawn of the Dead. I'm not saying, some people might get mad if it's like, oh, the original Dawn of the Dead's the original. But to me, I just enjoy the remake more. I don't know if it's because you had just more modern, gore and music and just everything felt fresher. But for those who don't know, Dawn of the Dead is really where Dead Rising took all of its ideas from. It's a zombie movie. It's a zombie movie set in a mall. This one starts out like 0 to 100. You kind of take a nurse. She's come off of work or whatever. She's at home, and she's with her husband. And they don't show too much at the beginning, and then they're at their house, and all of a sudden they get kind of woken up, and there's a little girl in their room, and there's blood dripping, and the husband jumps out of bed. It's like, oh my god, what's wrong? Picks up the girl. Zombie. Boom. Gets her. 0 to 100 at that point. She's freaking out, fight, and you transform pretty quick. So now there's zombies everywhere. She gets outside, and see neighbors are freaking out. This one guy comes out, and he's like, hey, are you one of them? And he gets hit by like a car. She jumps in the car, takes off, gets in an accident, and then ends up getting picked up by a like the hard ass cool cop guy. Now they're together. They end up, getting to the mall, and the mall has these security guys that kind of are locked. They're locked inside, kind of defending the place, but they're also kind of douches. The main guy seems to be anyway, and then he has like his two lackeys, like the new guy who's kind of morally a good guy but still young and naive, and then like the kind of douche guy who looks up to the douche leader. Anyway, long story short, they all end up getting in the mall. They pick up some more survivors on the way. One of them's bitten, and they end up kind of learning that when you get bit, then you transform. Because, even though I guess this makes sense, even though everyone seems to know zombies, like, oh, if you get bitten, you turn to a zombie, right? Because how many movies are there and stuff? I guess in real life, like, if zombies really happened, like, there's no way of knowing that's really the truth. Because, zombies are obviously fake. They're made up. They're just kind of assumed that you get bitten and you turn into one. So, I don't know. Whatever. So yeah, one person turns into one, but they kind of preempt it and take him out. And then this one girl was bitten and they didn't tell anybody, and she actually ends up having a zombie baby. And that leads to a whole kerfuffle. A cool thing that happens throughout the movie is you actually, across the street, there's a gun store, and the owner, they end up kind of talking with signs, and they end up playing like this funny game later on where they look down and they either see celebrities or people who look like celebrities, and they hold up the sign like Jay Leno, and then you gotta shoot them. It's like kind of like Where's Waldo or something. Sad thing about him though, he runs out of supplies, and they need to get him food, and they have this cool dog, and they end up sending him over there with food. And when the door opens up and they let him in, zombies get in too, and it's a bad situation for him. But they end up going on like a rescue mission to try to get over there and get some guns from him, because that's the one thing they don't have. Because they end up eventually saying, hey, we need to make a break for the coast, we need to get to a boat, and they find out that one of the guys has a big boat. Anyway, so they by the end of the movie, of course survivors get dwindled down as these certain things happen, like going over there and getting guns and going into the garage and building a doomsday wagon to get out. But so they end up building this doomsday truck, fighting their way out of the mall, fighting their way to the docks downtown. Big accident happens, big crash happens, a lot of the survivors die. The douchebag security guard has this kind of redemption thing where he's like, go, 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 and he ends up like sacrificing himself, explosion, kind of thing, and so he kind of redeems himself. They end up getting to the boat, and a couple of the characters survive, a couple of the characters you really wanted to survive, obviously don't make it, and it's kind of an emotional ending. Then the cool thing about the ending, well, it's not really cool for them, but interesting departure is during the credits it kind of shows what happens to them, and it has them on an going out on the boat, and then they get to this island and they're like, oh, okay, we made it to an island, and then the island has zombies on it, and then it kind of cuts out. But another cool thing about that movie, though, that you should definitely check out. I'm sure it's on the Blu-ray if they have one, but I have the DVD version. They actually have a mini documentary thing for the gun store owner, Andy, the guy I talked about. It's like a vlog of him, like with a camera, and it's kind of cool because you get to go through everything he's doing from his point of view, and he's talking about those characters because they obviously can't talk because they're so far away. So they can't talk for the longest. They end up getting a radio to him at some point. That's when he gets bitten. So it's kind of cool. And in that little vlog thing, it ends with him getting bitten and transforming into a zombie. So it's a cool special feature. One of the better special features, I think, in a horror movie. But anyway, that's Dawn of the Dead, the remake.